when I first started Taekwondo, like my very first day, I cried like a baby.
Oh.
I cried. I was like, I don't want to do this. And like my parents were like, oh, no, you're gonna do it. And then it got to a certain point that I kept doing it, became obsessed with it, and then my parents were just like, stop. Because I would train like 6 hours a day minimum, like every day for like, I don't even know, like how many years. You know, when you want to be world champion, you gotta train.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that's kind of how it started. It's just out of nowhere, somebody came up to us, was just like, hey, you guys want to learn Taekwondo? And I was like, I don't know. I was 7 at the time.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm watching.
I've been training in the martial arts since I was 5 years old, so I kind of grew up in a sports karate background and American Kempo karate actually. So I was part of basically a thing called Amerikick at the time, so that's where I usually trained with from like about 5 years old to about 14. And then I started still doing a lot more Kempo karate and stuff, and then I've dabbled in a little bit of Muay Thai, a little bit of Jiu-Jitsu, been training Judo now more recently with it, a little bit of Wushu here and there, but not as much as I would like to, and then like I'm starting to kind of dabble in also some Tang Sudo too. So I'm like a melding pot, melding pot, which isn't always a good thing, but it works, I guess, in my case.
Who has my stuff?
Where's your controller?
Who has my stuff? Where's Frankie?
Frankie's over there. Frankie, you're gonna get your ass kicked.
Frankie.
You're about to get your ass kicked, boy. How are you, man? Because he's like, where's my stuff?
Dude, we're gonna find you. We came over here like, where's Raymond? That's the GameCube controller.
So wait, let me guess, melee? Are you doing melee?
I don't know if I'm gonna do melee.
Bro? Are you gonna do bro? What are you doing?
Brawl's tomorrow, isn't it?
No, I saw people playing bro.
Well, they're playing Brawl, I think.
So what are you signed up for?
Second.
Nice. Go get your ass kicked, boy.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty good. Yo, Obi-Wan, you excited for this Street Fighter tournament? Street Fighter?
Yo, you're doing Tekken, right? Oh, yo, he looked at it like you disgust. Disgust. Street Fighter.
Bro, I only played Street Fighter 5 once. I won. I didn't lose, but I don't think I could, you know, go up against these guys who've been practicing Street Fighter 5. I'm a Third Strike player. Now, Tekken's a different story. I got Tekken 7. I pre-ordered it and everything. Honestly, I'm a little nervous right now. I've been practicing, so I'm a little nervous right now. But I think I got what it takes to take these guys on.
You have to be very careful when he's on Razor. Like when he's on red,
Razor,
oh man, forget it. He has a, I have a combo that leads him to like 65. So it's like, you could be in the lead, but as long as I get that one hit off the floor, and then I could do the hard hit, and then I just walk in and do the rage. Excuse me, guys.
What was today?
Sorry?
What were the tournaments for today?
Kiki.
Yeah, I'm trying to move too. What's that? What was the tournament?
I like Tekken 7, so you know I'm trying to get a lot of practice and all that stuff. So.
How long do you train every day for Tekken?
Twice a week.
Twice a week. How many hours?
Like 2-3 hours.
Really?
Because I manage a team, so it's kind of difficult for me to play all the time.
A game team?
Yeah, play all game.
What's a good advice for people that are trying to get into gaming competitions?
If you want to get into competition, you definitely got to play, train. You got to sacrifice a lot of hours in order to become a top player.
That's awesome.
You know?
I got destroyed.
Yeah. But you did good still. I mean, that's the effort is what matters, man. And you learned a lot because the guy's so good.
Definitely. I'm like, damn, you got me. I'm like, damn. Keep running into those. I'm like, yeah.
It's cool, man. But now you know next time, before you come again, you'll be ready, right?
Oh, hell yeah, definitely.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right.
That's the way of the world, I'm afraid. Gold rules over everything!
I'd like to know the origins of Keith Silverstein. How'd you get started in voice acting, and if it was something that you were always dreaming of as a kid, you know, that you planned out?
You know what, I wish it was something that I was always dreaming of. It would have been really nice to know what I wanted to do back in the day. But I was actually jealous of the kids that were like, I'm going to be a police officer. I'm going to be because I was always like, I don't know. So I figured something in the entertainment industry. I was a little spread out, like maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that. I thought I was going to do a million things. I never focused on anything. So it wasn't until my uncle called me up and he said, hey, I know you do voices and stuff. I'm doing a documentary style thing featuring some of my art, and I need poetry read in different tribal voices.
Awesome.
So I was like, okay, all right. So I auditioned for that. He cast me for a few parts, and but we booked a studio. We had an engineer there. There was an actress who was there. So, I mean, I really got to, like, see what it was like, and I was sold. So as soon as we finished that, I started looking at classes in the area, like, we're going to take a class. What do I do? How do I get into this thing, this voiceover thing? And, just kept working at it. It wasn't nothing overnight, unfortunately for me. But, hey, builds character. So I worked for years and years, waited tables, and got to a point finally where I could say, guess what, guys? I am retiring. No more waiting tables.
And your first break?
Well, it depends what you want to consider my first. What I consider my first real gig, I did. I was very lucky to get this gig. I worked for Chuck Jones on a Warner Brothers internet cartoon called Thomas Timberwolf, and it ended up being Chuck Jones' final project that he produced.
Wow.
And that was a huge honor, and I know that. I mean, that's just one of those things that, like, will always stand out for me personally. I mean, it may not be a thing that got me a lot of fame, but in my career, just that I got that opportunity. It's one of those things that I was in the right place
It's a huge privilege.
at the right time. So I consider that my thing. It wasn't a breakout role I could, you know what I mean?
But it was Chuck Jones.
It was huge for me. It was huge. I mean, I did think, because it was new, I thought, if this happens, and it's gonna snowball to that and to this. But so often in the industry, you get something, you're like, this is a sure thing, and it's like, it was cool.
Wow, that's
I mean, it was great, but I'm just saying, in terms of how well it did, like, okay, it was a thing. You can look it up. It exists.
Well, that's
It's not something people talk about on a daily basis. So,
And the second question would be, and the final question would be...
Sure.
How
Final question. Final round.
Is it different working, like, say, on a character that's video game based, as opposed to one that is in an animated series? Like, how deep do you have to go into a video game character, for example?
Get ready to crumble before rumble!
The thing about your question, though, is it's not necessarily the genre that makes the difference, because we have video game characters that just go like, hello, how are you? Let's go to my party. You know, like, they don't do anything. They're just this one-sided happy character or something, whatever. And then you have video game characters that are very deep and very complex. You know, so you've got all these insane games nowadays that are just so deep, and people record for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. So it's not inherently within the genre. That's the thing. I mean, like, original animation versus video games depends on the role, I guess. Original animation, well, video games you record by yourself most of the time, 90-some% of the time.
How deep would you have to go into a character like Goku in Street Fighter compared to a character in Ninja Turtles?
You're probably gonna, well, at least so far. Like Goku, I just did, like, training conversations. You know what I mean? Things where I'm just saying, this is how you got to do it. You're doing it wrong. Do it like that. So you only have to go so deep in that. Ninja Turtles. You got a father who's worried about his daughter and worried about what's going on. Who are these turtles? And there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on in the city that he's panicking about. So there's a few more levels to something like that.
thought that you might be able to decipher my message.
Well, it wasn't so bad. You used a basic DVB scramble algorithm, so I just
Flop the ECM data stream. Donatello, why are all the other cells open?
I must have opened them when I let you out, but they were all empty.
I'm not so sure about that.
So you got this guy here, the man who I've been down with from day one. I was with him when he had the dream of creating a con that was going to be #1 in Philadelphia, which was anime, video games, and everything else that you can imagine that a con would have in Philadelphia. And that was Jason Richardson himself, just spotted a triple from the Black and J-1 Con. So this is the man that started it all. And because he and I came up through, we've been paying our dues for a long time. So
Here in this arena. Back in the days of wrestling.
And wrestling and everything else.
Yes, I've been here. What was that? A lot of years ago. A lot of years ago. Yeah, a lot of years ago we were here in this arena, in these rings.
It's very cool when both of us are shining in our own right, and we work our way up, and this proves to anyone and everyone out there, when you believe in what you want to do and pursuing your career and pursuing your dreams, you can make anything happen. We're living proof of that. Both Jason and I are living proof of that.
That's also the birthday of J-1 Studios, the parent company of J-1 Con. And that was my birthday gift to myself when I first, years ago, I was like, I'm gonna make a company for myself and try and do nerdy stuff. So we're celebrating the 11th birthday of J-1 Studios, and I guess my birthday as well.
It's a great
show.
show.
I'm an old man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You look young to us, man.
Yeah.
You're like you're in your 20s or something, man.
It's all that stress. It keeps me young.
Or you've been wrestling with smoke. That's what it is.
Yeah.